Today I'd like to just talk a bit about contractors in Arizona, and this includes builders. So many people are really having issues with the quality of new builds and the quality of new construction after a year, the quality of their contractors' work. And it's really frustrating. And I am using an example of my own regarding a shower that was put in just horribly.
So I had the shower put in just less than 2 years ago, and it was not done very well. So I am just going to show you a little bit about what happened and what we're doing about it. So we had some problems with the floor to begin with. I think the wrong grout was used. So much of this floor was redone, however, not all of it. And so what we ended up with was a bunch of cracking all along the front of the shower. And then you can hear some problems. You can hear that it's hollow up in here, and it's not back in the back part. Small problem. Then we have our niche. It's always a great idea to just paint the edge of a niche, because that's really going to last now, isn't it? By the way, this was a licensed contractor. And then we have this small problem right here. We have stuff gushing out the side of the shower. We also have, I don't know what this is actually, but definitely not what should have been used on the side and on the inside.
And we struggled with going back to the person. We did not want to have the same person do the work because, frankly, they did a shoddy job the first time and we were frustrated, and we were not confident that the person could do a great job the second time. However, we in Arizona have a board of contractors, and they are there to protect the consumer. And so upon my frustration, I reached out to our contractor and I asked him to reimburse us for the shower, and we would just go away and we would get it redone on our own. He did not respond to that. So I decided to reach out to the ROC, and I spoke to a wonderful investigator, and he spent probably 15 minutes really shedding light on how this all works. So I want to share that with you. So what he said is that we had to give our contractor an opportunity to make it right. And I expressed that I was really concerned about that because obviously he didn't know what he was doing the first time, and I was a little concerned that he couldn't do it the second time. And so what happened was he just said, look, he said, if you file a complaint, you will be assigned an investigator, and that investigator will come out and take a look at your situation, and he will identify any workmanship or safety issues that are related to the job that was done. Now, one thing that's key is this has to be taken care of within 2 years of the end point of your contract work that was done. So we were getting a little close, and so we were following that and making sure that we were within that time period. And so he answered more questions for me related to that, and basically said they will identify this list, and now this licensed contractor is required to fix it. And he is required to fix it to their standards. So they will make sure that it is up to workmanship standards. So we had no question about it. Our floor was a mess. And we knew that pan was going to have to be replaced no matter what. We also knew the niche was a major problem and that was going to have to be redone as well. There was just no question. So we were very confident in going back to our contractor again. And we basically said, look, we will give you an opportunity to fix this. He didn't respond again. So we gave him a date and we said, we need to hear from you by Wednesday at 5 p.m. Guess what? Wednesday at 5 p.m. came and went. We still didn't hear from him. So the next morning, we sent a message that basically said, we have no choice at this point but to file a complaint with the ROC. Guess what? We heard back from him within minutes. And, you know, oh, I'm so sorry for the delay. Yep, I'm sure he is sorry for our delay. But at any rate, he has some people that he works with now that they do nothing but showers. And so that made us feel a little better. We were still within plenty of time that we didn't have to file that complaint right away. We decided to let him see if we could make this right first. By the end of that first day, he had a contractor out to our house to take a look at the shower people. And they themselves looked at it and said, yeah, this was done horribly. So the following day, we had the door taken off. That's another story because when it was taken off, we had a stationary portion of our door and the clip that runs the length of the height of the door bent in the process of trying to get it off, and it bent the wrong way, so you would visibly be able to see that there was a defect in it. So I'll get to that in a minute. Within 3 days, we had an entirely new shower put in from the lowest level of tile down, and that was perfectly acceptable to us. They redid the entire pan. The pan was done horribly. When the contractor came out to take a look at it, he started tapping the floor, and in the back it was solid, but in the front it was completely hollow, which meant that there was nothing underneath it. I don't know how on earth it was that way. I really don't. Total mess. So anyway, that was all taken care of for us. And now we sit at this point, and you'll see in the video, we sit at this point and we don't have a door on. We insisted on getting a new clip. That's our right at this point. We did not want him to, he bent it and fixed it. And we said, no, we spent $1,000 on that door. We just went through all of this to make sure that our shower looked like the dream shower we had planned to begin with. And now he wants to put on a bent clip that will be so noticeable. And we refused. And so we ended up producing the receipt that we had originally. He went back to the store that we bought it from. And as of this morning, which is now about 2 weeks from the point in which we contacted him, we now have on order the clip for our shower door. So it's going to be another 10 to 14 days for him to get that in and then get it installed. But honestly, to say the process was smooth, it was very smooth at the point at which he felt threatened to actually fix something for us. And I do believe that had we not threatened that ROC complaint, we would never have made headway at all. I had multiple contractors come out prior to doing this and got their opinions, so I knew how bad our shower really was, not just my customer opinion, but I had people in the trades come out and take a look at it. So we were at a point where we felt like we were going to have to hire our own people again. I'm so thankful this worked out this way. I want to address new builds, because new builds, Most of the builders will tell you that you have a 1-year warranty from the time that you move into the house and close on the house. That is not true. In Arizona, you have a 2-year warranty. So if you are past your 1-year mark and you are still having problems, that could be as simple as nail pops. Nail pops are workmanship issues. You could still, I think if I bought a new build at the end of or close to, probably a month before my 2-year mark, so at the month 23, I probably would hire an inspector one more time, worth the $300 or $400 or $500 to get that list, and then I would file the complaint. They did tell me that I should at least give 2 weeks to get that complaint in before my 2-year mark. So just be conscious of that. Maybe you want to err on the side of a month, but honestly, we pay so much for our homes. We expect a good product. There are a lot of things that happen in that 1 to 2 year mark. And the builder, you can reach back to them and try to get them to fix it, but maybe they won't. I just had a friend, we were talking about this. She bought a new build. They just passed their 1-year inspection, and she sent me photos of her closet falling apart. The shelf fell off. It was an absolute disaster. It wasn't caught in her 1-year inspection. I told her, go back to the builder, file a complaint if they won't do anything. Rather than, she asked me for a handyman, and I said, rather than a handyman, I said, they really owe this to you. You shouldn't have a closet falling apart at 13 months. But anyway, I just think this is a hidden feature. I think people are afraid to go up against the builders and go up against our contractors. And I think that we need to start fighting back for all this shoddy work that's being done. And I'll be very honest, my shower was shoddy work. And so anyway, I just wanted to put a plug in for that. The ROC is very easy to talk to. Rather than make the complaint, I actually made a phone call because I really wanted to understand the process before I started. So they're happy to talk to you. They have people on staff ready to take phone calls. So I just urge you, don't accept